Hi, I'm a student in the Organizational Leadership course here at Purdue, and today I'm going to be talking about the important um, topic of personal and leadership framing. So, with that, the things I will be covering in this video include defining a frame, frames in my life, and frames in organizations or with leaders. So, first, with defining frames. To keep it very short, I see frames in what we've kind of discussed as colors, which are lenses, and frames are four different ways to kind of understand how someone else thinks or to approach a situation, to see things with others' perspectives. So, with somebody with the blue lens, which is also can be called the structural frame, um, these people, especially in my life, are people who are more quiet sometimes, but they're still very matter of fact. They want to ensure that things are done right, even if it takes a while. They pay like close attention to detail, but that doesn't necessarily mean that they want to find deeper meaning. Somebody who leads with a red or political frame, I feel like I know a lot of these people in my life, and they are very, how I would describe, assertive. They do value power and competition, especially. They are not always the most sensitive to others' emotions or, building up that team feeling. It's a lot of times it's like, how can I do this best and be the best and make others know that also. Um, Somebody who leads with the green frame or the human resource frame tends to be more introverted but empathetic. I have many qualities similar to the human resource frame. I definitely lead with that one. They find importance in making sure everyone is heard and being contemplative and valuing others' emotions. And lastly, yellow. My best friend leads with the yellow or cultural frame, and they are very similar to green in that they care about others' emotions, but they are so outward and bubbly. Some people may see them as all over the place, but they love to work with others. Tend to care less about like efficiency and more about getting everyone's input and building up a strong culture, as it's said in their frame. Frames are a basis for understanding that everyone's perspectives differ. So in certain situations, reframing is important because our perspectives each are different. Our goals for a team or for a group in general are going to be different. Um, so personal frames in my life, as I've already touched on a little bit, um, these are ways that I've definitely come to understand myself better. And I found that some strengths for me include, especially in an organization, but also just in my life, I tend to value personal development on a deep, deep level. I tend to prefer doing what is right over what is easy, finding purpose in all that I do. Like this a lot of people see me as more serious because of this, and like I've had a lot of discussions with my mom that, like, especially after this class, I'll call her like just after thinking about this stuff, and I kind of have realized a lot of people will see me as a more serious person because I like to sit and think about what I'm doing. Like, is it right? Is it benefiting everyone else? Is it benefiting me? Am I becoming, am I growing as a person from this? But some weaknesses are, I guess you could say that taking things too seriously would be one weakness. Difficulty resonating with people who don't see the importance in finding meaning. Taking things very personally, especially criticism. Even if it's constructive, I will be taking that personally, which is something I need to work on. But I also get impatient when there is a lack of meaning in my work or when I feel like I'm not seeing eye to eye with others. Some blind spots include avoiding conflict, which others may see as a way to just get out of a situation, but for me, a lot of times it's just a way to like not argue with others and, kind of keep the peace. So one example how that I've thought about a lot with frames in my life is in high school I was on a cross country team with a coach who was very, very strongly leading with the political frame. Um, he he strongly valued competition for our whole team. If we are going to a cross country meet, it's not to build our team morale, it is to win. And he was going to be mad if we did not do our best, which is a great thing to have in a coach. But he was not understanding of others' perspectives or others' goals of being on the team. Not everyone is there to win. Some people were there genuinely to just build connections and make friends. It's high school cross country. We're not running a Division I sport. This was hard for me a lot of times because I thought he was just being stubborn. I thought he was failing to understand our point of view, when in reality we probably should have approached him in a way that he needed. So we should have accepted that, he needed structure and needed a little bit of power, but also we also needed to be seen. So having a discussion about the goals of the team would have been very important at that time, which is something I see now. My preferences lead me to value collaboration and purpose within a team, as stated here also. So lastly, frames and organizations are very important, as they can help leaders to come up with ways to understand their team and accomplish tasks more efficiently as one team unit. They can help change a leader from just any leader to an effective leader, providing their team with a why and not just going through the motions. Let's say a leader in one situation or in an organization feels like their team is lazy or does not care about their job, but maybe what they think is that the company doesn't have purpose. They feel like they don't have meaning, and they may lead with a human resource or cultural preference and feel like purpose is more important than structure. So in this situation, a leader should openly communicate and involve the team members in coming up with a list of what is important to them about this job, or what they feel like the company's values are, or maybe reevaluating what the company's values are if it's something that is directly stated on a website or in an application. But the leader should not just directly tell them what's going on or tell them where they belong in the organization, because then they're not being a part of that discussion. Another example would be if employees are getting frustrated with getting off task or not completing tasks efficiently, they may lead with a red or blue frame. And so it's important for a leader in this case to establish clear roles. Reframing with leaders requires they take a non-traditional approach, and meaning they do not see themselves as above their team. They have to be directly involved with all of these matters, which is time-consuming but very effective. For me, the human resource frame is most important in an organization. I really need to look on finding meaning and, connecting with all of the other members. So to end this, I would like to reiterate the importance of understanding frames. This baseline knowledge has already served me very well and will also serve me well in the future. So thank you for your time, and thank you for the understanding of this knowledge.